Hello guys, Arthur here with Zeepkist and this is ZSL Season 2 Round 1 City. The first track, Tokyo Driftland, and well, I've done all review for all tracks and there's nothing much that I could say more about track itself, but from my perspective of this ZSL level or contest or round, it was surprisingly, from one side it was surprisingly good, especially for me. I finished all tracks, which if people watch my video happen really rarely. Usually one or two I missed and it's okay, but in this case it was all done perfectly. I mean, I not won, but I finished all of them, which also a big achievement for me. And I tried to combine two things here. First one, playing tracks, and second one is like reviewing the round itself. Right now there you will see after each round the table of results, and bear in mind this is a result from game perspective, so you can see just who was first, second, third, and what times they've done, but not like point system, because for ZSL there is a different point system. You will see them on site or in a Discord. It's slightly different. I believe it's if you finish track, this is 1 point, and then you have this same systems that use in ZSL. So first receive maximum points, second less, and like 13, 14, 16 receive 1 point. So during game itself you just can watch leaderboard and their times and position, but not point system itself. It's not correct one, because you have finish on like breaking level, or when this room was open it's have different. And also bear in mind that there is a second room for each round, so you can join both of them and all times and all positions will be combined. So for example, if I finish here like P16 and I'm so happy, but someone from room 2 was higher than me, which usually happen this way, they take my place or will be like P10 and I will be P17. So it's normal. That's why I'm saying here you just can see time, but not points. Points there will be there is a site for it. And yes, again, if I won't forget to add it in the comments, please someone in the comment let me know about it and I will do it again. I tried to put it there, or you can go into Discord for Zeepkist and see results there, but it's like usually next day or a couple days after, because this time there's like 2 levels, so I think they need more time to understand how many people was on first timestamp, how many people was on second timestamp, so it's not like immediate result. But let's go back to the point system, and as I explained, because of this I like figure out new tactic for me. I tried to do it like last season, but right now I'm trying to do it like more consistent. It's basically try to finish track without paying attention to the time, like maybe with really safe approach, just to finish and cross the finish line. And then after it trying to have the best time and try to receive higher position in leaderboard, which potentially could be like top 16 or higher, just to maximize my point results. I find out that all tracks I played them before for review. Even I have a couple of free practice during this week. I created open lobby with all levels and tried to finish them, or try to use for their lines. And still during the session I have really struggled time like finishing it, because I was nervous. I don't know, using new gamepad, but it's already like 2-3 weeks with me, so not the case. But the problem, maybe because I was nervous, I want to finish higher, and that's what give the problem with finishing. And not like finishing at all. As I said, with this approach I finish all tracks, and this is the first time, so I really think that this is how I should play these tracks, not like from the first minute try to beat some like time and be on leaderboard on like top 10, top 16. Just finishing with no matter time, like 30-minute track finishing in 1 minute, I'm still in leaderboard, I'm still receiving 1 point. But doing a next step, when you try to optimize your lines as much as possible, be tight as possible. For example, on some levels like CIVITAS, there's obstacles and you need to be really close to each edge of corners, and if you fail, you just crash. Which happened a lot with me. I've done it so many times, like crashing because I was like inches or even like pixels from the point. Another what I found, like some levels where I was struggling a lot, seems a little bit easier, maybe because I was already playing them prior and like some kind of muscle memory I had. And a lot of people didn't finish some levels, and I said a lot of because some level was like 10-15 people who didn't finish at all. So from my perspective, level were slightly harder than last season, but that's helped me to beat my standard goal, be at least at one level P16. I believe I have even higher results, like P13 I guess. And it could be like 2 points, but as I mentioned prior, it's still problematic because there is 2 room, and in the final result you could be really lower than your P13. And for example, on Dreamland from St. Nicholas, I was really lucky to finish higher, and I usually struggle this track on free practice, just to try to go this really strange wall ride and then transition to the road. It was so hard. For me it was even harder than pipe transition at the end. Some tracks like the next one, City Center, has 2 finishes, and I still don't know which one faster, because one of them slightly closer and another is farther, but they have different approach and different speed. So it seems that potentially the after tried to do them almost identical, and it's just for your what you prefer, how you prefer to approach this track. I think there's no big difference between time on one or another finish, but I prefer right one. And it's weird because when I tried it on open lobby, I tried both of them and didn't find some big difference between finishes, but it was slightly easier to do left one because it's more wide and you don't need steer as much as right one. And for ZCL ToxiCity, I would say this is my hardest track. And not my personal favorite one, just because I struggle to finish on free practice on any level, and even right now on this CL round I was happy to finish it once. I don't know what's hard here, because if you look how other people doing and when you're done it, you're like, okay, it's pretty approachable track, but something is off and hard for you. And usually for me it was a jump after the pipe. The first jump, it's really hard for me, and according to result, a lot of people also struggle it, which helped me. Even if I just finish once, I have really great result because just finished. Oh, and sorry for my voice, I slightly sick for like 3 or 4 days, and I'm doing a lot of editing, removing my cough, so sorry for that. Anyway, back to the game. In general, my finish position was the same, around 20-22 place, but there could be 2 different reasons. One, my skill level didn't increase and nothing changed, and it's okay, because I'm not like put all effort into Zeepkist. I like it, but I want to fun, I don't want to like grind each and every level for like hours and hours. And second, that there are a lot of new people, and honestly I see a lot of new names on the leaderboard, which is great. It means that the Zeepkist community is growing and people try to play, and we have more and more people, and we have more and more really strong players. so there will be more and more fun contests. Sorry, I digressed. So let's back to track itself, and right now I believe next level will be Boring City. I really like the track because it's have like really neat guidelines. It's aligned so perfectly. If you're doing it perfectly, you have really great time, and as you can see, there's like a minimal gap between people's times. Usually it's more spread and have more gaps between results. So it's great for a change, not to try to find the best road, best way how to finish line, and focusing on your skills and soulbox position on the track, just following the guidelines. This approach I really enjoy. I don't say that each and every track should be this way, but sometimes, especially for ZCL itself, when you're doing level by level, like in marathon, it's just good switch your focus from one thing to another. And the next level, it's ZCL Civic, and this is where I try to do my approach hard. It's just finish it, and I was braking. You will see I was braking a lot because oh boy, it was so hard. I don't know why it was so hard this time. On practice, on reviewing, on open lobby, it was fun. I've even tried to do this jump into the finish, and once I was succeeded, but it was in solo mode, so not in open lobby, so it doesn't count. And in this time I was so struggling, and I just don't know why. Oh, one more thing. The thanks for Akane. This time he create break time level after 8 or 7, basically in the middle of ZCL round. There was 7-minute break, basically another level that he built, and sorry I didn't record it. The full path through of this level. I was on a break and I was having some snacks, but I put some footages from it at the end of the video. And it was really good idea to have something like that, because it's take like 2 hours for the CL level, like one after another, and it's exhausting. So have break at midpoint was great, and he create parking viewpoint. It's something like using Zeepkist speed gap. If you're doing less than 80, let's say, miles or kilometers per hour in Zeepkist, you won't have this slow automatic death or restart on the level, and that's help you just keep staying on the level without like respawning and respawning. And you can park your soulbox here and just wait for next level, which I did. So thanks Akane for this really good idea. And by the track, next one, ZCL Dorado City of Gold. I believe this was penultimate level, and it still was hard, surprisingly hard for me. It wasn't the strongest performance from me, maybe because it was level number 14 and I was already tired. And on free practice, free lobby, I believe I have much higher time. But since we're almost at the end, I have one more question for you, and please let me know in a comment if you know. So in last season, let's say this way, all tracks in ZCL were in alphabetical order, but not this time. I think it's have different approach, and I really want to know why it was different, what another approach. We have 4 tracks. I don't think it's like from easier to hardest, because, well, ToxiCity was in the middle, and couple last track was pretty easy one. Oh, one more new feature for this season. There will be 2, not round, but time slots for this round. First time, and another more like for US time. I don't know, it's like 10 hours difference. And if you if you did really bad on the first one, or you didn't make it, you just can go on the second one and try the best. But for result, it will be using your first attempt, not the best one, first. So if you're joined to the level on first timestamp, and you, for example, finish level in 1 minute, this is your time. And even if you're done your second try on second timestamp like for, let's say, 55 seconds, you still use your first timestamp like 1 minute. So it's not for the best result, it's just if you missed one level because of disconnection or you're like didn't have time to join. But right now I believe we're in the last level, City Mayhem, and this is a really easy track. The City Mayhem was a really nice, approachable track. I really enjoyed to drive it. Even the same, I didn't have a good result. I believe that's it. Thanks for watching my review. Thanks for hearing me out. Not a lot about the track itself or round itself, is just my thoughts and my time levels and just around leaderboard. So let me know in a comment, did you like this round, did you like this kind of approach of breaking level, what did you like, what didn't you like on this round, maybe you wanted another level to see here. And by the way, there are so many levels for gravity for next level, so I believe Akana will have so hard time to choose just 15 levels. But anyway, thanks for watching, see you next time. Please subscribe, hit the like button, bye.